So this morning.
Wow, welcome back to the kitchen, guys. Welcome to the show. So we're not exactly sure who's making breakfast this morning.
Yeah,
but
Emem, don't worry.
It's a collective effort.
I'm doing-
Myself and Mike are going to be making breakfast this morning together. Say hello, Mike.
Hola.
Chef Mike in the kitchen.
Hola. You can't cook here, Chef Mike. Okay, well, I cook privately. You can call me for private cooking and all of that.
Private cooking.
Maybe keep quiet.
So this morning, guys, so Mike, over to you.
Now you go cook them also, as you know.
So, guys, we are making toasted sandwiches this morning, right? You want to run through the ingredients, Mike?
Which ingredient? You know they see I'm here. Well, let's take a look at what we're doing. Breakfast can be fun, yeah. That's what we're trying to do, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's a time to call, see, you're cooking, you're serious over food. Don't be too serious in this life, man. In the food. Just enjoy it. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We have our bread here. Now,
sliced bread.
see, there's something deep with this bread. This is not first class. Understand this. There's aggregate bread. There's sliced bread. What's the difference between sliced bread and aggregate bread? It's very simple. What's the difference?
Sliced.
Slice.
It's sliced.
The difference is simple. Aggregate bread can slice, but slice cannot aggregate. That's all. That's the difference.
Don't let
Chop the bread, knuckles. Chop the bread.
No, you will chop knuckles.
That's the difference between slice and aggregate bread. Aggregate bread can slice, but slice cannot aggregate.
Now that's some breakfast wisdom for you right there.
So that's where you know which one is superior.
Okay.
Okay, but then we've got some butter. There's always got to be butter whenever you're doing this kind of stuff, yeah? And whoa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10
Mike is
eggs.
counting the number of eggs.
How many eggs? So recently, yeah, I found that a number of guys at my age, just old men, they're not eating eggs in the morning.
Boiled eggs,
yeah,
right?
boiled eggs. Just take 2 boiled eggs in the morning because as you're getting older, there's not understand that you cannot be throwing everything in your mouth and all that. You cannot just be eating your future away.
And then you also need to cut down on your carbohydrates intake, right? So you need to take more proteins as well. So we have our lettuce, of course, vegetables, right? We need those extra nutrients in our bodies. We have our pepper, tomatoes, and onions. Right, so we already know that tomatoes are really good. Tomatoes are good for the heart and they're good for the eyes because of the lycopene in them. You can even eat them this way. I don't think this lycopene.
Oh, what's lycopene? I didn't know that.
So it's a certain chemical in the tomatoes that are good for the eyes and it's good for the hearts. Okay. Right. And they also contain flavonoids as well. That's good for the heart as well. Yeah.
One is not okay. You had two.
Yes.
Lycopene and flavonoids. Somebody researched too. Yay, let's go there.
Well,
I just learned that.
I didn't research. It's just, basic knowledge.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
basic
that.
knowledge, right? Yeah. So what are we doing with the tomatoes, Mike?
You don't know what you're doing. I want to watch them first and slice them now. What else do you want us to do? But yeah, we're going to
guys,
there are different ways to toast here. We're going to be using our own
toaster.
Some people call it sandwich maker.
Okay, some people call it toaster.
Because the one at my house is a normal, basic, traditional toaster.
Right.
The one that you have, you put the bread, slices inside, and then it's done.
Okay.
That's a traditional toaster.
Is that traditional?
Yeah, your traditional toaster.
The traditional toaster
this one
is the one you heat up the pan and put the bread in. That's a traditional toast.
That one?
Yeah.
That's not traditional, that's local. It's two different things. That's local.
Oh my God!
That's local. That's why you put frying pan. Then you now put it in, you now be pressing it in on top. No. There's a difference between local and traditional.
Okay.
That's
so
it.
we have
but this is a sandwich maker.
Okay,
this is a sandwich maker, right? And that's what we're going to be using. So if you can see, yeah, I normally watch a lot. So a lot of these things, people do it in different ways. Some people already get their egg ready. You know where Mishai? Now Mishai, they do. I mean, you understand Mishai? Where you go Mishai sharply. So that's what basically we're doing this morning. We're trying to put some finesse to it because we're going to have some cabbages and all of that.
And I know Mike also talked about a little bit of throwback. I remember when I was younger, Mike, right? So talking about Risky Burger and Mishai.
Okay.
So myself and a friend of mine then, what we'll do is we'll go and buy aggregate bread. You know, you want to get hot, freshly baked aggregate bread. It's at night, right? Those Mishai guys used to sell it. And then we just told them to just whip up eggs for us. So whip up eggs. And then I'll go to the suya guy, buy some suya, ask for cucumbers, onions, and tomatoes. And then once the Mishai has, put the eggs inside of the aggregate bread, I'll just, spread the suya, the cucumbers, the tomatoes, and onions across the bread. I'll just have it for dinner. Ooh.
But you see, incidentally, there was a warning alert, a red alert concerning bread. And now, see, what happens is that due to the inflation, due to inflation of food, people are finding cheaper ways to do these things. And then because of this, they are putting things that are not wholesome into the bread. So I think it was NAFDAC or NDLEA that put out that red alert against bread. So I would say that if you're going to get bread, do be very careful.
Moderately.
You know, where you're getting bread. And then, yes, be moderate, because a lot of times, if it's not so much, then probably your immune system could fight against it. Because bread is a staple. As much as there's gari, as much as there's rice, it's a staple.
But Mike,
very
you can actually do without bread, to be honest. Right, I've not eaten bread in a month now.
You the chop fine, then you get money now. You tell man when we shy, we go carry bread and akara. They tell us, no do bread.
Well, talking about that risky burger, I think I'm going to try it out today, just basically to relieve, old times and reminisce on those old times, nostalgia. Yes, guys, so welcome. Yes, we're still in the kitchen. Mike is here, and we're making toasted sandwiches this morning. So while we're prepping things up, we're getting our ingredients ready, let's head over to the couch where Mary is standing by with the art display.
Preparation is still ongoing right here in the kitchen. And if you are just joining us, you're coming in right to the time where myself and Emem were preparing some, what do we call it now, sandwich?
Yep.
Sandwich, yeah. Maybe not traditionally as you know it, but our own style of sandwich. And let's take a look at some of the ingredients that we're working with here. We have the basic, which is the bread. Of course, sliced bread. We have our eggs. Emem told me to boil some. I don't know, but
boil some eggs.
We're going to boil some eggs, because normally the eggs will go into the bread even as they are that way. We're boiling some.
That's because I would like to make egg sandwiches as well.
Okay, so those one, we're going to slice this one, eh?
No. For egg sandwiches, once the eggs have come to a boil, what I'm going to do with them is peel off the back and then squash them.
Wow.
Yeah, so the yolk and the outer layer of the eggs, I'd forgotten what they're called actually. Anyways, I'm going to squash everything together, add a bit of butter to it, and make them into a spread, have our tomatoes and our lettuce on them.
Wow.
Like I said.
All right, toasted sandwich. That's what we're working with today.
So for our toasted sandwich this morning, we have our bread, eggs, butter, sardines, lettuce, tomatoes, scotch bonnet, which is known as our pepe, atarodo, onions, and a bit of salt. But because we have butter in here, which of course there's it's sort of salty, we're not going to use salt in this case. We're just going to leave out the salt and just use the butter and the sardines. You also need to be careful, with the amount of salt that you use. If it's not needed, there's no need to use them at all. It's important to, use your salt in moderation. We don't want, high level of sodium in your body, could pose some health concerns and health risks. So you need to be careful with your intake of salt. Right. So we're just waiting for our eggs to come together.
Yeah, waiting for eggs to come together, because actually when we set up everything, it's almost instant. Once everything just set up, you just back.
You say back. What's back?
That's butter sardine. That's what the back.
Mike, when you're cooking, you don't rush. You need to make. This
onions is too big. The way you cut them.
How is it too big?
Do you like seeing onions while you eat?
Yeah, I don't mind.
You want to see it, yeah?
I love onions.
Okay, I know, I do. But I don't like them very big.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's
I don't
why.
like them very big.
Yeah. So, but this is actually going into the egg sandwich. So for the toasted bread, we're just going to focus on our bread, eggs, sardines, and butter.
Some tomatoes you enter.
Okay, some tomatoes.
Because
Mike likes to go big or go home. So yeah. So we're going to add a bit of tomatoes as well to our bread, and then we're going to put it in the sandwich maker, which is over there. And when it's ready to go, and then you bring it out of the sandwich maker, because it would just you just make a beep sound. You know that it's ready, and then you take it off. And then for our egg sandwich, like it's spoke about earlier on, we have our eggs. It's coming to a boil, as you can see. We're going to take it off in a bit, put them in some cold water to cool off. Then peel off the shell from the eggs, and then mash them with some with some butter and some sardines, right? And then we are going to make a pretty cute egg sandwich. I can't wait for that one, because I particularly love egg sandwiches.
I can't wait.
And if you paid attention to our ingredients this morning, we have quite a combination of so many things. We have our carbohydrates, proteins, vegetables, right? And yeah, so we have all the kinds of food right here.
Okay, so let's head over to for art display, and later on you'll get to see how far we've progressed with the kitchen.
Yes.
We've already buttered the bread, by the way, in the kitchen. We've already, so show them, we put the oil into the sardine fish, yeah?
Yes, so what we're doing right now is I'm just spreading butter on all of the sliced bread.
I thought Mike just said that you've done it. Was he the one that did it? Guy will just be mouthing what I don't understand. So continue, I beg.
Yes, so we have our boiled eggs.
Okay.
Is getting
Being
the shelled, somewhere. We have our lettuce, we have our eggs. So I've cracked a few raw eggs into a plate here. We have our sardine, just a few of them in as well. I'm going to mix them up in a bit with a bit of salt. And then once I'm done spreading, just a tiny little bit of it.
Okay.
Just add a bit of taste to the eggs, basically. And then once I'm done...
Are you frying it, or you're going to be toasting the eggs that way with the sardine?
So what I'm going to do is I am going to mix the eggs and the sardines together and then spread them on the bread and then cover them up and then put them in the toaster, in the sandwich maker. Then for our egg sandwich, once it's done, I'm going to add a bit of sardines into the boiled eggs, butter, mash it up a bit, and then spread on the bread and then add tomatoes, lettuce, onions to it, and our egg sandwich is ready.
Okay, sounds like something delicious. I can't wait for it.
Yes.
I feel like you're doing all the work.
Okay, so get back to that and see how far we'll go with that.
And we are back, people. Thanks for staying with us. With me in the kitchen is Mike, and he's also with me as well.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Right, we are making toasted sandwich and egg sandwich. So we have quite a lot of sliced bread here. We're going to get to work immediately. So now that we have our raw eggs, a pinch of salt, and our sardine, which I have whisked, actually, whisked. Okay, so now I have our butter on our bread, and I am just going to spread the eggs and the sandwich on the bread. Just ensure that it is evenly spread.
Yeah. So this is basically what we're finally going to our sandwich
while
maker.
Mike is heating up the sandwich maker.
Okay. We might have to heat it up down here.
Yeah. So both sides of the bread have been, buttered up already. So I'm just going to place another slice on top of this one, and then Mike, is that ready?
No, not yet.
Okay. So I'm just going to. Mike, can you help with another plate there quickly so that I could place this bread on?
Okay.
All right, great. So I'm just going to put this here. Once Mike is done with the sandwich maker, it's going right into
it.
The sandwich maker. So I'm just going to do one more. Right. So remember, you could also season your eggs to taste. If you missed out on the ingredients, they're right there on your screen. For our toasted sandwich, we have our eggs, sardine, tomatoes, onions, pepper, lettuce, the bread, which is the star dish here, and then our butter.
This will go. The second one here, that's the one with the mashed egg and all of that. How is that?
So I'm going to do that right now.
Exactly.
So now that I have our boiled eggs here,
Let's mash that
I need another fork, because you need a fork to properly do it and get it done properly.
You need a whisker.
Well, you don't need a whisk for that, right? You don't need a whisk for that. So I'm just going to break this up. Make sure your eggs are very well, boiled, not parboiled. Just going to break this up.
So the eggs are going to be whisked.
Not whisked, Mike. It's not raw egg. It's
whisked. I want to you how they pronounce that thing. Other people miss it a lot.
Whisked.
Whisked. That's how I pronounce.
We're having an English class here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that look at those eggs. Good eggs, though. Wow.
They do.
Wherever they came from, apple tree. Nice. Very well done. So I'm just going to ensure that this is properly mashed. That looks good. So because I have already buttered all of the bread, I'm just going to add a bit of sardine to it.
So this one,
with
yeah?
the oil.
With the oil, yeah?
Yes, you know, to also, ooh, that looks good. Okay.
So basically, you whisk one with the fresh eggs and you whisk one with the boiled eggs. It's basically about the same thing.
Yeah, but one isn't going into the toaster.
Okay, that's it.
One is going into
So basically,
the
that's
toaster.
it. Quite simple. So just 2 different ways for you to make your sandwich. And that's how we'll get to see how all of this comes together. By the time you see it, will be the final stop. We're done with that one. So that one will just go into the sandwich maker.
And
that's
it's ready.
And it's ready. All right?
So welcome to the kitchen, Bridget. So this morning, we've made for you toasted sandwich and egg sandwich, right? So you get to choose or you get to have it all, right?
I can have it all.
Yes, you can have it all, right? So yes, please enjoy. It's all yours.
Yes. Made with love.
Yes, made with
Plenty
a lot of love.
actually.
Yes. I'll
And
just have a
hard work as well. So in there we have eggs, boiled eggs, which was, you know, mashed with sardines, tomatoes, onions, and lettuce with a butter spread.
healthy breakfast.
Right. Love it.
Love it.
Thank you.
You love it, huh?
I love it.
Good to know. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the show, and thanks to everyone who has been on the show today, our guests, and of course, the crew. We hope you join us again tomorrow, bright and early, 7 a.m. Bye for now.
Bye.